family, Amanda here. We are going to be working on another double page layout today utilizing this sketch that I found on Pinterest. Looks like it's from Creative Design Team. I do follow some of those creators on YouTube, so I love being able to utilize one of their sketches. I am going to use this American Crafts vanilla cardstock as my background. And the majority of my papers are going to come from this gorgeous kit that I picked up from a local secondhand craft store here in Florida called Bottom of the Bin. I did a little haul video for them as well. So I'm going to be utilizing this kit that I got from them. It's Cosmo Cricket, which is no longer in production. So I think that this is, you know, a rare find and beautiful, beautiful, good quality cardstock. So this is what we're using today. And I'm doing some photos of my mom and my aunt and I. We went to a women's gathering at my church. And at the church, they had a bunch of pictures, a bunch of photo background opportunities. And one of them was this like a floral box that you stepped into. And it was really, really cute. So of course, you know, my mom and I being scrapbookers, we had to take advantage of the backdrops that they had. So we're going to jump right into this layout using these Cosmo Cricket papers and those photos. This sketch in particular does not provide the measurements, so I'm going to have to guesstimate based on what I see. Those are my least favorite type of sketches to work with, but we're gonna make it work. So I'm starting with what they have labeled as B here on the sketch. I'm going to start with that. I think it's a 3x3 or a 3-inch strip. That's what it looks like to me. It does not go all the way to the end, so I think I'm going to cut them down. I don't know, it looks like 11. So I'm going to cut it down an inch and just make them 11 inches long. So we're going to do that. So that's for B. I like the different colors that this particular pattern paper introduces. It also flows very nicely with all the different color florals that are in the pictures as well. One of a sentiment that is on this border strip that I really, really like, it says, all you need is faith, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust. Because this was a women's retreat at our church, I really think that that particular saying is very valid for what the preacher had spoke on that night. So obviously she was not talking about pixie dust, but faith and trust were definitely key components in what she was preaching about. So I want to make sure to utilize that on the layout somehow. So I'm going to make sure that I'm able to incorporate that here. I want to make sure to be able to use this sentiment on the layout somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where just yet, but I want to make sure that I cut it out, and as I'm going through the design elements of this layout, that I make space for it. So we cut the top part from the sketch. Now for the bottom piece, I think I'm gonna go with this purple. I love purple, absolutely love purple. It's my favorite color, and I think it will play well with the photos that are the background in the photos, because it has like a light purple pinkish polka dot on it. So again, I'm going to cut this by 3 and 11. So I'm going to take an inch off. And with the collection kit that I was able to get at Bottom of the Bin, it came with a 6x12 sticker sheet, a 6x12 chipboard sheet, as well as two 12x12 chipboard sheets. So I have plenty of materials to use for the embellishment phase, which I'm so excited about. Looking at the sketch, it does have a piece that goes all the way across. So maybe we'll do that. We'll use this there. Let's see. So maybe we'll do it like this. And it calls for it. Okay, so first deviation, right? You guys know I never follow a sketch exactly as it looks because I like to have my own individuality. I am going to, I have these 3x4 photos actually, not, I don't have one landscape 6x4 photo. So I cut out 2 3x4 photos. This photo here, I'm not going to do in a 5x7, but I will mat it And then I'm going to use this 3x3 photo. I did use Canva to resize my photos. I got a great tip from a fellow YouTuber on resizing my photos from Lisa over at Life and Layouts. So give her a check out if you haven't already. She's wonderful. She's been super helpful to me as I've begun my YouTube journey. But anyway, she taught me how to resize my photos on Canva. So I have my photo. I have these here, my 3x3. Now over on this side, let's see. I don't have another piece that says this exactly, but I do believe that the floral part that was right next to this, right underneath that sentiment on the cut apart, I can use. So again, I don't have any landscape photos for this layout, so I am going to utilize another 3x4, and then I have a cut apart sheet that I will utilize a 3x4 from there as well. So in the meantime, I'm going to just put a placement card here because I don't know which one I want to use yet. I didn't really look at it too good yet. And then I'm going to put this here and then 2 3x3 photos, right? So while I do that, this is going to go here to carry down some of those florals to match with that. Because this is the rest of the cutter part. I'm not really sure if I like any of those enough. I think this would have been cool, but it's too thick, right? And maybe this one, you are beautiful. I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with what she was preaching about. I think I'm going to stick with this flowers and butterfly. I think that works just fine. Let's look for the 3x4 that we're going to put there. I think I might take this opportunity to use it for a journaling block. Let's look at this together and see if there are any that jump out as a really good journaling block for this page. I think this might work, but is it 3x4? It looks smaller. Yeah, it's not exactly a 3x4. It's probably a 2.5x4, just to be complicated, right? But I think I'm going to cut it out anyway, and we'll utilize that. We'll fill the gap somehow, some way with a piece of pattern paper. But okay, I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to adhere down my paper and my photos, and then we'll come back to embellish. I have gone ahead and laid everything down, adhered everything to the paper. I inked the edges of all my pattern paper. I double matted this primary photo here. It's not quite a 5x7 like the sketch calls for, but I did double mat it in a lime green pattern paper that came with the kit, and then some pink cardstock from my stash. Then I popped up the 3x3 photo down here just to give it some dimension. Then on this page, I wanted to utilize a journaling block, so I found this in the cut apart from the pattern paper. I utilized the same lime green in the background to mat it because it wasn't quite 3x4. It was 2.5, 2.5x4. So we did that, and then I also matted this photo in the same pink cardstock from my stash just to match this, but not to call it out as a primary photo like on the left hand side. I did pop up one of these 3x3 squares down here as well. So now it's time to embellish. I was looking through the embellishments that came with the collection to see if there were any titles that I could use for the page. So this is the Ready Set chipboard sheet, and there aren't any words on here. It's just images. So we have lots of florals, lots of butterflies, and some fairies, but no words. So that won't be able to be utilized for my title. And then the same with this particular 6x12 chipboard as well. They have this Love You So or So Love You, but that's not a good title for this particular layout. However, I do want to use these florals that are here. And then on the 6x12 sticker sheet, nothing on here really screamed title either, but I may want to utilize some elements from it. I really liked the party sticker, but I don't know if it will fit with the layout because it was our women's night. It was somewhat of a party, a Holy Ghost party, if you will. So I want to utilize that, but I'm just not sure if I'll get a chance to on the layout. So, and then I looked through my stash and I pulled out a few set of stickers, letter stickers to use for the title. I'm just going to make the title Gathering because that's the name of the event, the Gathering. But I don't know if I want to use these letters or these letters. I'm kind of leaning towards these because I feel like the color palette matches the colors in the florals on the pattern paper a little bit better. But I like the sophisticated look of these particular stickers. So I'm just a little bit lost on which one I want to go with. So we'll see. So that's where we're at. So first things first, let's start with our title. The sketch calls for it to be right above this photo. I do feel like it may get a little lost in this background, but I feel like that might be too close to the pink already here to... I'm going to end up going with these. I'm going to go with these. Okay. Let me see if I have a lime green in my stash that would go well with like a banner coming out from this 5x7 photo block. Like if I did that, right? Let's see. I wasn't able to find a green that matched exactly to the lime green, but I did feel like this color green matched the other greens in the collection. So it doesn't stand out too harshly. So I'm going to utilize that and put the title on top of that. So let's take a look here and see. Again, the event was called The Gathering. I'm going to fishtail this and I'm going to ink it up. So we're going to ink this up. One side of this cardstock from my stash is textured and the other is plain or flat. So I'm actually utilizing the flat side versus the textured side so that there aren't any grooves or anything when I put the letters down. So Gathering. And so this particular sticker sheet, they're different colors for each letter. So I'm going to try to not repeat the colors, which may be difficult. So we were successful not to repeat any of the color patterns here. So that was awesome. So I'm going to just lay this down. I'm going to start here on the farthest side. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love how that came out. I'm thinking of using maybe some type text stickers to put Bayside because that's the name of our church, Bayside, and then maybe the year. So let me see if I can find any in like a black font to use. I have this, but I don't know if I have enough letters. So let's see. All right, let's check this out and see. I think these are working out really well. And I think because the florals are circular here as well, it bleeds really nicely together. So I really like how this is coming out. I thought that it might get lost in the background because the background paper is so busy, but it's not. It's standing out pretty well. So that is really great. Okay, so I have Bayside, Gathering, and then I am going to do 2024 down at the bottom. Okay, so we have our title down, Bayside Gathering 2024. So that's perfect. And now I'm going to move on to our embellishment phase. And so I mentioned earlier that I really liked the floral items that were included in this particular chipboard 6x12 packet. So I really like these. They kind of have holes in the middle to be like buttons. I'm not going to pop those out because I don't want to feel obligated to put anything in the middle of them. They're going to stay the way they are. And I like this piece here as well. This vine piece. Would you call it a vine? I'm going to call it a vine. Not quite sure what else we would label it as. Leaves, branch. So I think I would put this right here. I think that looks cute there. And maybe utilize this floral piece right above it. I think that looks really nice. And then down here, I like the idea of this floral bit there. Maybe this one down here. I do like these, but I just feel, I don't know, let's look at the 12 by 12 floral bits here. These have some really cute flowers on them as well. I think I might use one of these swirls that are on here with the butterflies. Okay, so I think I might use one of these like floral swirls. I like the way it looks. I like the movement it will add to the layout. I think that it kind of looks like Maui's hook, if anyone is a Moana or Disney fan. Let me know what you think. That's almost immediately what I thought about when I saw this. I'm sure my daughter would agree.
Yeah, that does look like Maui's hook. And hi, everybody.
Hannah says hi, everybody. She's in here crafting with Mom today. So I like that there. I like how it comes up. Okay, I like using this girl just because we use her on this side. And I don't want to replace... Yeah, that's too big of a swirl. So I think we will use this pink one, just like this. Maybe add these butterflies down here to give it some extension. Rather than these, maybe we'll use these from here, since they look more like the butterflies that are on there, on the swirls. I like that a lot. And going back to the sticker sheet, I do really want to use this party sticker. Let's see. I'm going to stick it here because I like it. I think it's fun. So I'm going to stick these elements down. I'm going to use my liquid glue to make sure that this stays where we put it in our scrapbook. All right, I think we're gonna call this layout completed. I am going to add my journaling here. However, I wanna look at my notes from the sermon to write down what the key points were. I really do love the way that this collection came out. This was a collection that I picked up over at a secondhand craft store. And when I picked up the collection, I really had my daughter in mind because it has fairies and pixies and things of that nature. But these pictures, as I was looking at it, thinking, how can I use this? These pictures jumped out at me. So it's a layout of women, no children, and these papers still worked so well for it. So I'm really happy that I was able to pick that up. And I still have so much of the collection left that I can still utilize it for my daughter. I hope that you guys like this layout. I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit. Again, I had to put a lot of wet adhesive on the chipboard pieces because they were no longer sticky, but that's okay. I'm really proud of myself for being able to think outside the box and utilize this collection kit for something that wasn't too kiddie. So I hope that you're able to do something creative to make yourself proud today. Use your stash. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.